Here is another type of chi-square test that's called as goodness of fit test or chi-square goodness of fit. This is used to test if sample observations fall into categories in the way that they should according to some conceptual model such as a ratio or a formula. We can understand this with this example. A genetist hypothesized that a trait was inherited via a single gene. If the plant was homozygous dominant, the alleles are represented as capital R and capital R. It would have a red flower. If it was homozygous recessive, that is small r, it would have a white flower. If it was heterozygous or capital R and small r capital R, it would have a pink flower. These ratio would be 1 is to 2 is to 1 for red, pink and white respectively. If the genetist is right, the genetist looked at 200 plants, that's our sample size 200, from a single cross, and she reported the observed numbers as red equal to 30, 135 pink and 35 white flowers. Is this sufficient evidence to support at alpha 0.05 that the genetist is right on the hypothesis about the inheritance? And do we have the ratios that are being followed by this 1 is to 2 is to 1 or not? So we can test it with this test, goodness of fit test, and this can be our model, so we can call it as a model or a preset ratios. So we need to check whether our plants are observing these ratios or not, whether this trait is inherited the way it should have been presented here. So these are our observed numbers. We construct a chi-square table with the observed numbers. We can calculate the expected, and we using the observed and expected numbers we can calculate their chi-squares. Observed numbers are 30, 135 and 35, total 200. We can get the expected from these using their respective ratios. So 1 by 4 out of 200 should have been the red color, that is 50. And same way we can calculate the expected number of pink flowers, so that's 2 by 4 or half of the total, that's 200, and the number which we get is 100, and for white it is 1 by 4 out of 200, so again it's 50. We can calculate the chi-squares as observed minus expected square by E expected. So for this first individual the chi-square value is 8. For the second one we get the value of 12.25, and for the white flowers we get the value as 4.5. So these individual chi-squares, then they are summed together and we get the overall chi-squares. And we can also calculate these chi-squares with the other formula, that is the O square by E for these individual ones, and then we sum them up, and then we take this number and we subtract the total number, that is the sample size 200, from this number, and the remaining thing is our chi-square. So whether you go with this way or this way, both the cases our chi-square is the same. Now we write our hypothesis as H naught chi-square is equal to 0, ratio is 1 is to 2 is to 1, versus HA chi-square is greater than 0, the ratio is not 1 is to 2 is to 1. Now here we can calculate the chi-square critical while using those degrees of freedom and alpha. Degrees of freedom we can calculate as number of classes or categories here. So here we have pink and red and white, so we have 3 categories, so it's 3 minus 1, so the degrees of freedom here is 2, alpha is 0.05, and the number which we get from this table for alpha, this is one tail to the right, so alpha is 0.05, and the number which we get over here is 5.99. You can get it from the Excel. The formula is chi-square dot inverse dot RT. Plug in alpha and the degree of freedom in the arguments, and Excel will return you the chi-square same as this one. So this is our chi-square curve, and here is our critical number, so it lies here 5.99. so any number beyond this or greater than this we will reject the null hypothesis. Our calculated number is 24.75, which is greater than this, So we reject null hypothesis. X square calculated is greater than x square critical, or test statistics is in the rejection region. So at alpha 0.05 I reject H naught and I conclude that I do have sufficient evidence to believe that the ratios are not 1:2:1. So the ratios are violated. So this principle of codominance or incomplete dominance is not properly observed here as far as this data set is concerned.